Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Golden Bachelorette fans spot perfect match for Susan Noles. The Golden Bachelorette fans were introduced to Joan Vasso's new suitors on Wednesday, September 18. After seeing them, they think one in particular is a better fit for the Golden Bachelor star, Susan Noles. Susan Noles might get lucky. When the Golden Bachelorette's 24 new men rolled up to the mansion, fans saw a wide range of fabulous men attempting to win over Joan Vassos. Undeniably, several of the suitors made an impression. Joan gently greeted each man as they exited the limo, car, or horse they arrived with. Although all the guys seem like great picks, there are a few that were sent home on the first night. Likewise, some people notice a few characteristics in the friendly banter that might not be the best fit for Joan. However, Susan Noles and Kathy Swartz have made it clear they are completely happy to take Joan's sloppy seconds. Furthermore, they asked their Golden Bachelor co-star to keep an eye out for anyone who would be a potential suitor for them instead. Fans spot perfect match for Susan Noles. Undeniably, the Golden Bachelor star, Susan Noles continues to be a fan favorite. Recently, she showed how much of a baddie she is. While watching the first episode of The Golden Bachelorette, fans spot a few red flags about some of the guys on display. But some of those were specific to the men not being a great fit for Joan Vassos. Additionally, they see one guy who seems like he would be the perfect match for Susan. Although he isn't necessarily a bad boy, he is a little edgier than fans think Joan would enjoy. After watching Jacqueline Chamonix adorably serenade Joan, he greets the other men by saying, "Did somebody say bourbon?" Chicagoan, Jack sang Frank Sinatra's "My Way" during his big entrance. In Jack's confessional, he mentions that Joan is freaking hot in her dress. Furthermore, during the sneak peek, someone teases that Jack is just there for the cannonballs. He took fans on a tour of the mansion and had a great time doing his own thing. Undoubtedly, Jack is a lot of fun. He was scoping out the pool and even cooked a gourmet meal for Joan. Not Joan's type. However, fans don't think Jack is Joan Vassos' type. Instead, they see him matching better with Susan Noles, who loves to push the envelope of expectations. In The Golden Bachelor, she had edgy humor. Likewise, she loves being loud and boisterous. She is adventurous and salty at times. When Kathy Swartz and Susan get together, there is no telling where the conversation will go or what lines they will cross. Fans think that Susan and Jack would be two peas in a pod. They would challenge each other with their way, but together they could make a new way. Fans weigh in. An ex-user says, "Tell me these two don't belong together." Another says, "Someone call Susan and Kathy for these two stat," while picturing Jack and Charles L. On Reddit, a commenter says, "The Bachelor Mansion looks so ridiculous, maybe they should only use it for the Golden franchise. I love Jack's amazement. It's like a hippie room." Jack wore a salmon blazer, sappy entrance. "Here for a fun time. He was definitely my favorite." Additionally, a user says, "Jack was a bit over the top to me at first, but he grew on me quickly." Not a likely choice for Joan, but I think a fun guy to keep as a friend and was probably fun on the show. Another says, "I read in another thread someone shipping Jack with Susan, and that's so perfect." In another thread, someone adds, "I'm calling it now. Jack is the Susan of this group. In fact, if she was single, I'd say the two of them would be great together." This guy with the pink jacket, he needs to meet Susan. This guy literally needs to meet Susan. The latest season of Asterisk, The Golden Bachelorette Asterisk, has charmed viewers with its heartwarming stories, wise perspectives on love, and the sparkling personality of its leading lady, Susan Noles. As one of the standout contestants, Susan has quickly become a fan favorite. Her confident demeanor, southern charm, and youthful spirit have captivated audiences, leaving fans speculating about who could possibly be her perfect match. Now, after a few episodes, Eagle-eyed fans are convinced they've spotted the ideal suitor for Susan, one who seems to have captured her attention and heart more than the others. ####, the allure of Susan Noles. Susan Noles embodies everything asterisk the Golden Bachelorette asterisk stands for. At 65 years old, she's gracefully navigating her golden years, showing that love knows no age limit. A widow with a zest for life, Susan comes across as someone who is not only wise but also adventurous. Whether she's reminiscing about her younger days or talking about her future hopes, Susan speaks with the clarity of someone who knows herself well. She's not your typical bachelorette either. As a mother and grandmother, her life experiences bring a depth to her decisions and interactions with the men vying for her affection. Susan's openness to falling in love again has struck a chord with viewers, many of whom have taken to social media to voice their support for her journey. Yet in the sea of charming and dapper older gentlemen, there seems to be one who stands out, someone with a special connection to Susan that's impossible to ignore. ###, the fan favorite match. Robert Bob Hathaway. Enter Robert Bob Hathaway, a 68-year-old retired entrepreneur with a love for golf, cooking, and traveling. From the moment Bob stepped out of the limo on night one, fans couldn't help but notice the spark between him and Susan. Tall and distinguished, with a full head of silver hair and a warm smile, Bob exudes confidence without arrogance, a quality that immediately caught Susan's eye. Throughout the episodes, Bob has maintained a quiet but significant presence in Susan's life. Their interactions are easy, full of laughter and meaningful conversation. What stands out most to fans is the natural chemistry between them. It's as if they've known each other for years, and while other contestants have tried to woo Susan with grand gestures, Bob's approach has been more grounded, more genuine. ###, the first date, a turning point. Bob and Susan's first one-on-one date seemed to solidify what fans had been suspecting all along, that there's something special between them. Set at a quaint vineyard, the date allowed the pair to share stories about their past, their children, and their dreams for the future. As they sipped on wine and strolled through the vineyard's scenic paths, their conversation flowed effortlessly. Susan opened up about losing her husband and the journey she's taken to rebuild her life since then. Bob, having gone through a similar loss, shared his own story of grief and healing. Their mutual understanding of such a profound experience seemed to deepen their bond, and by the end of the night, Susan was glowing. The date ended with a dance under the stars, a simple yet romantic gesture that felt both spontaneous and sincere. Fans flooded social media after the episode, proclaiming Bob as the clear frontrunner in the race for Susan's heart. Many even pointed out how comfortable and at peace Susan appeared around Bob, contrasting the nervous energy she sometimes had with other suitors. ###, a perfect match. What makes Bob Hathaway the perfect match for Susan Noles, according to fans? It's not just the undeniable chemistry or their shared life experiences. It's the way Bob seems to understand and respect Susan's individuality. He doesn't try to compete with her or overshadow her. Instead, he stands by her side as an equal partner, offering support without smothering her independence. Susan has often spoken about wanting a partner who can keep up with her active lifestyle and adventurous spirit, and Bob seems to fit the bill. Whether it's hiking, sailing, or traveling the world, Bob has shown a willingness to embrace the adventures that life has to offer. More importantly, he seems eager to share those adventures with Susan, not just as her companion, but as someone who truly cherishes her company.